If you were a gamer growing up in the mid-2000s, you might have seen some video games made by this little indie studio called the Behemoth. My introduction to their games was during my childhood when I was browsing Newgrounds one day and I stumbled upon a flash game called Dad and Me, where you play as a kid who goes around beating the piss out of people. Now we flash forward in time a little bit, and I was browsing YouTube one day when I saw a video by Mega64, and it was a trailer for a game called Alien Hominid. Upon seeing the gameplay, I instantly knew it was made by the same people who made Dad and Me. So, of course, I had my dad buy it for me when my birthday rolled around, and I would spend hours playing it on my GameCube. Now we flash forward in time again, and one day while I was on YouTube, I was watching Uber Haxor Nova and Alex play this new game called Battle Block Theater. And of course, as you can probably guess, I bought it for my Xbox 360 and proceeded to play the absolute crap out of it with my best friend. Now I will be honest, I did skip Castle Crashers when I was a kid, and the reason why is I didn't even know it existed until right after I played Battle Block, and even then, I just never bought it after I learned about it for some reason. But that all changed when Behemoth remastered it back in 2015, and I finally got to try what I had always missed out on. So with all that backstory, that brings us to now. About a week ago, I learned that there's a new DLC coming out for this game sometime this year, which is crazy to think about considering the fact that the remaster came out like 10 years ago at this point. So that news got me pretty hyped to revisit the game and crash some more castles with friends. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and join me as I get into the Castle Crashers experience. Alright, the story for this game is an extremely simple one. You are just a knight who's enjoying some drinks at the tavern when an evil wizard breaks in and steals the king's magical crystal. So you and your companions are ordered to go and get it back. But not only do you have to retrieve the crystal, you also have to retrieve the king's 4 daughters, because as it turns out, they were kidnapped as well. And that's it, that's literally the whole plot. Like I said, the story is extremely simple, and it's not meant to be taken seriously, because it's not the main focus of the game. It's more so a device that's used to explain why your characters are going to all these wacky places around the world. But that's nothing new. The story in all of the Behemoth's games are usually like this, because the main selling point of these games lies in the gameplay and the replay value. At its core, Castle Crashers is a cooperative side-scrolling beat-em-up that has a small number of RPG elements. You and up to 3 friends can choose from a roster of characters, each with their own specific magic abilities and movesets. The character roster itself starts off pretty small, but it gets progressively larger the more you play through the game, unlocking new characters from various challenges. There's 31 characters in total, and unlocking them is a big factor that contributes to this game's replay value and its notoriety. Now, I'm not going to list all the ways you can get these characters, but there is a wiki page dedicated to all of them and how exactly you unlock them if you're interested. Besides the characters, you also have these animal orbs that you find throughout the levels, or sometimes you purchase from stores. There's 29 of them in total, and these orbs provide various bonuses and enhancements to your character, so they've been categorized by the community based on what they specifically do. Now, much like the character grind, finding all of these little critters and learning about their abilities can be just as fun, and they really come in handy during rough areas or boss fights, not to mention that some of them are required to find specific items. Now, when it comes to the actual physical gameplay here, this game is what I would describe as being simple to learn, but hard to master. It's very easy to pick up and play, but if you look up speedruns and stuff like that on YouTube, you'll see people performing all these crazy ass combos and juggles and things like that. It's definitely a game that's been designed to be more fast paced, while still managing to be very accessible. And out of all the Behemoth's games, this one is the most similar to Dad and Me, in my opinion. Moving on from that, after you finish the starting stage, you'll get access to the overworld map, and you then have the choice to revisit levels you've already beaten, or you can continue on with newer ones. The map also displays shops that you can revisit at any time to buy items, orbs, and weapons using the coins you've gained from your defeated enemies or chests. Throughout the map you'll also find arenas, 5 of them to be exact, which once unlocked allow you to take on additional challenges such as unlocking new characters, wave survival, and battling with your friends or random people online. The map is also tied to what character you're currently playing as, so if you beat the whole game as Red Knight for example, and then you switch to your level 1 Blue Knight, you're gonna have to start from the very beginning all over again. One thing that I do find interesting though, is you actually keep all the weapons and orbs you've unlocked, no matter which of your characters have found them. I will note, however, that for the weapons at least, you can't use them until your character has reached the required level. Now as far as location variety goes, Castle Crashers has it all it seems, and it does help to make each level feel unique and keep you and your friends entertained as you fight through waves and waves of tough enemies. Now once you complete the main game, if you're still wanting some more action, like I said earlier, the arenas can provide you a lot of replay value, and they also added another mode in the remaster called Back Off Barbarian, but I gotta be completely honest with you, I've never touched this mode at all. I'm sure it's good, I've just never even bothered. Overall, Castle Crasher is the type of game that I'd recommend you play if you want a good time with friends. The game itself isn't super long by any means. I think on my first playthrough with my friends, we beat it in like 6 hours or so. And while it definitely has difficulty spikes on certain levels, for the most part, it's not super challenging on its base difficulty. It's just the type of game that's meant to be replayed over and over again, grinding out your characters and looking for secrets. It's also got that let's chill and talk while we play this in the background kind of vibe to it, and I mean, it only costs 15 bucks, plus I think whenever I bought it, I got it on sale for like $5. So for the 12 of you out here who've never played it before, let me just say this, if you're looking for a game that will provide you with endless replay value and fun, plus great memories with your friends, then look no further and give Castle Crashers a shot. I promise you, you won't regret it. But I guess that's about all I have to say on Castle Crashers, so if you managed to stick around to this late in the video, then of course I just want to go ahead and thank you for watching, and I guess I'll see you gamers in the next video. Bliss out.
Thanks for watching.